Why did an ancient city with no natural resources become the wealthiest empire in the world? Because they invented the rules of money. In this immersive audio breakdown of George Clason's 1926 classic, The Richest Man in Babylon, we strip away the modern financial noise and get back to the absolute basics of wealth building. Whether you are navigating the 2026 economy or just trying to get your first savings account off the ground, the 7 cures for a lean purse are as mathematically certain today as they were 5,000 years ago. Grab a notebook, settle in, and let's enter the temple of learning. Long before the stock tickers of Wall Street, before digital wallets and algorithmic trading, there was Babylon. To understand the lessons of The Richest Man in Babylon, we must first understand how this book came to be. It was 1926, the height of the Roaring Twenties in America. The stock market was booming, credit was a dangerous new toy, and the average person was caught in a cycle of earning and spending. An entrepreneur and writer named George Clason saw a desperate need for basic financial literacy. But rather than writing a dry textbook on accounting, Clason did something brilliant. He wrote a series of short parables. He distributed them as pamphlets through banks and insurance companies. They became wildly popular, and eventually, they were bound together into the book we know today. Clason chose Babylon as his setting for a very specific reason. Babylon was not built in a lush forest or over a gold mine. It was located in a harsh, arid valley beside the Euphrates River. It had no natural resources, no forests, and no stone. Yet, it became the wealthiest city of the ancient world. Why? Because its wealth was entirely man-made. The Babylonians were the original financiers. They invented money as a medium of exchange. They invented promissory notes, and they invented written property titles. At the center of Clason's parables is a man named Arkad. Arkad is the wealthiest man in Babylon, a city of unimaginable riches. But Arkad was not born into royalty. He started as a humble scribe, carving words into clay tablets for pennies a day. He built his fortune not through luck or deceit, but by observing and applying the universal laws of wealth. When the king of Babylon realized his city was failing because a few rich men held all the gold while the masses struggled in poverty, he called upon Arkad. The king asked him to teach the citizens how to acquire wealth. Arkad gathered 100 men in the Temple of Learning, and over 7 days, he taught them the 7 cures for a lean purse. Let us enter the Temple of Learning and hear Arkad's 7 cures. The first cure: start thy purse to fattening. Arkad stood before the men and asked a simple question. If you put 10 eggs into a basket each morning, and take out but 9 each evening, what will eventually happen? The men answered that the basket would overflow. This is the foundational law of wealth. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. In our modern lives, we pay the grocer, the landlord, the tax collector, and the merchant. But we rarely pay ourselves. You must treat your own savings as the most important bill you pay each month. For every 10 coins you earn, keep 1. 10%. Put it away before you see it, before you spend it, and before you rationalize why you need it. If you cannot live on 90% of your income, you will never build wealth. It is the simple mathematics of the fattening purse. The second cure: control thy expenditures. Immediately, the men protested. Arkad, how can we save 1/10 of our earnings when our entire income is barely enough to cover our necessary expenses? Arkad smiled. Do not confuse your necessary expenses with your desires. This is what we now call lifestyle creep. As human beings, our desires are infinite, but our resources are not. If your income doubles tomorrow, your necessary expenses will magically double alongside it, unless you actively prevent it. You must draw a harsh line between what you need to survive and what you merely want. Budget your 90% meticulously. Defend your 10% savings with your life. The third cure: make thy gold multiply. Saving is only the beginning. A purse full of gold brings a rich feeling of ownership, but it earns nothing. Arkad taught that wealth is not the gold in your purse, it is the income that gold generates. Every dollar you save is a worker. You must put that worker to labor. And when that worker earns a wage, interest, or dividends, you must not spend it. You must put the children of your workers to labor as well. This is the ancient articulation of compound interest. Your goal is to build an army of golden slaves that work for you day and night, building a river of income that flows into your purse, whether you are working, traveling, or sleeping. The fourth cure: guard thy treasures from loss. As your purse begins to fatten, you will be tempted. Opportunities will arise that promise quick, massive returns. Arkad shared a painful lesson from his youth. He entrusted his first year of savings to a brickmaker who was traveling to buy rare jewels. The brickmaker was swindled, buying worthless pieces of glass, and Arkad lost everything. The lesson is absolute: guard your principal from loss. Do not invest in a business you do not understand. Do not take the advice of a brickmaker regarding jewels. Seek out the wisdom of experts. A small, safe return is infinitely better than a high-risk gamble that resets your progress to zero. The fifth cure: make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Arkad urged the men of Babylon to own their own homes. To pay a landlord year after year is to throw coins into a bottomless pit. While the exact mechanics of real estate have evolved since the days of clay and stone, the underlying principle is about stability and equity. Owning your dwelling reduces your long-term cost of living. More importantly, it provides a sanctuary. A man who owns his own ground, who has a place for his family to thrive, works with a lighter heart and greater focus. The sixth cure: ensure a future income. The life of every person proceeds from childhood to old age. This is the one path we all must walk. Therefore, Arkad instructed his students to prepare for the days when they would no longer have the strength to earn. You must build a safety net. Whether it is through diverse investments, real estate, or insurance, you must provide in advance for the needs of your growing age and the protection of your family. A truly wealthy person ensures their family will not suffer when they pass, and that they themselves will not suffer in their twilight years. The seventh cure: increase thy ability to earn. Finally, Arkad shared the most powerful cure of all. It was not about money at all. It was about the mind. Before you can earn more, you must be more. If you are a craftsman, you must learn to work faster and with more precision. If you are a merchant, you must learn to negotiate better. Cultivate your own powers. Read, study, and surround yourself with wisdom. In any economy, whether it is ancient Babylon or the modern digital age, you are compensated based on the value you bring to the marketplace. The more you learn, the more you earn. And so, Arkad concluded his teachings. The truths he spoke in the temple of learning are as immutable as the laws of gravity. Pay yourself first. Live below your means. Put your money to work. Protect your assets. Own your life. Plan for the future. And never, ever stop learning. The wealth of Babylon is available to anyone who is willing to learn its secrets. The only question left is, what will you do with your 10% today?